Hi guys, it's Rose. Today I am here to talk about something that I have actually been requested to do and I have thought about doing for a very long time. It is something that I think has been evolving kind of as the internet is getting larger and there's more social media sites, and that is long distance relationships, internet relationships, kind of just anything where you guys aren't together. Contact with that person. I myself have been in a few. I'm sure you all know that if you follow me on any of my social media. And, I feel like I have some insight on it. I mean, I know I'm not perfect about this subject. I don't think anyone really knows about it, but I feel like as the internet is getting bigger, these things happen. Baby, do you want to say hello? He doesn't. I understand. Kind of just the thing is like about internet relationships is that I feel like people don't really understand them, and I feel like parents are very cautious about them, which they should be, but also at the same time I feel like people should realize that people are on social media and sometimes you meet your soulmate or you meet someone that you have a lot in common with and you want to date them, but of course they're like across the country from you, which I have learned, and kind of just these are my tips on like internet dating. Kind of just like a long distance and like my tips and tricks and how I feel about it. And so I'm just gonna get in about how I feel about them. I'm obviously all for them. Sorry. I have been in some, stated that like a million times already, but I have been in some and I have learned a lot from them. One, sometimes you can meet someone that you're really close with and you get to see if you're actually into that person and if kind of what you're like. And it's hard. It's definitely hard, but I feel like if you over communicate. Like I feel like that is the key to keeping like your relationship long distance is overly communicating. Like share all your feelings, share all your thoughts, because you don't always know what the other person is thinking, and so you could just assume, like, oh, they're mad at me, or oh, they want to break up with me, but in reality they're not. They're either busy or they just can't respond to you right now, or they just don't know what to say. And I am guilty of someone who is like, they're feeling this way when I'm not asking them about it. And so that definitely can cause fights that are kind of unwarranted and just bad things. And so, first of all, definitely over communicate. You should really over communicate or communicate a lot in any relationship, I feel like, because in that way you're just you know how they're feeling. You can't be with them, like face to face all the time, and so you can't like read their emotions for yourself. It's either over the phone or over, the computer if you're Skyping, or through letters, and so you don't know kind of what they're feeling like. And so, over communicate, definitely stay in touch. I mean, like, send each other pictures of what you're doing, or just random texts, talk all the time if you can, like, especially not even just, like, texting, but, like, also be on the phone with them, or, like, send videos back and forth to one another. Definitely not anything not safe for work if you're under, don't mind a judge, but, just, like, say, like, hi, or something like that, or show them, like, clips of what you're doing throughout the day, because that way, they're involved, you're involved, and sometimes that's the best thing, is that you don't feel like, oh, they're forgetting about me, or like, oh, they don't care that I'm doing this, or blah, 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 when in reality, I mean, it's always nice for, like, someone to show you, like, oh, this is what I'm doing today, or like send each other like really stupid texts, throughout the day, like, oh, I'm thinking about you, emoji, 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 stuff like that. And honestly, be open about it. Be open about your relationship. That is one thing that I feel like, especially if you're in a long distance relationship, that you should tell people people about, you know? Like, you should be like, I'm dating him, or I'm dating her, like, we're kind of a thing, we're talking. Just, you know, I have learned that that is, like, the best thing to do, because it makes you kind of feel more validated almost, and, like, you don't need anyone to validate your relationship besides you and your partner. But I do feel like it's nice. Like, it's nice being like, oh yeah, he tells his friends about me, or she tells her parents about me, you know? And definitely try, if you can, to see each other. Or, like, have a plan. Like, do you guys plan to stay together, you know? Like, that's something that you need to talk about, especially if it's long distance, because, like, you can say, you know, like, oh, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and you don't end up doing it, and that really sucks. Or, like, you're dating and you just, you know, talk about things, and they're just kind of loose, and they're just, like, not, like, you're, like, wanting this to happen, but you have, like, nothing, you aren't, like, there goes my phone, going towards, like, a goal, you know? Like, you're not just, you're like, oh, you know, when we're graduating high school, we're gonna be together, or anything like that, you know? And, like, you guys say that kind of stuff, but you don't have, like, plans to, like, see each other or anything like that. So I feel like that is definitely, you know, something that you should do, is that over communicate, talk all the time. I mean, like, there's so many social media sites that you guys can talk on, like Snapchat, Kik, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube. There's, like, that one site, Avocado, I don't know, I've heard of it. And, you know, there's so many different things. Like, hello, you guys can make it, I promise. And, you know, if you need to kind of like, stop the relationship or something, it's almost easier, really, it is, because you don't have to do it, like, over in person. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not really good at that. But, you know, it's just, if you need to like, be like, put things on, like, the side burner, you know, it might be easier. And if you're like me, if you have a hard time talking to someone, like, actually, like, talking to them, sometimes, you know, you also meet someone who's like that online. It's just, like, it's a really fascinating thing, but it's also really sucky that you can meet someone that you connect with on, like, so many levels, but, you know, you guys are, like, 30,000 miles away from each other. But my thing is that you can make it work. That's kind of what I'm getting at, is that if you guys really want to be together and, you know, you want to make it work, you can. And, you know, you just gotta be open with one another in any relationship, whether it be romantic or, you know, just platonic. It kind of, it can make, you can make it work. Sorry, I, like, lost my train of thought in the middle of what I was saying. But yeah, you can make it work. And so that's just my opinion on it. These are, like, little tips that I have, but also at the same time, do things weird. Like, do weird things for one another. You know, like, send each other packages or send each other letters. You know, if you don't want to, like, buy anything for them, make them a letter. Or, you know, just do something special for them, because that's really cool. And people really appreciate that. And I mean, like, maybe your boyfriend will think, or you'll think that your boyfriend will think that a letter is really stupid, but in reality, it's actually really cute. And if he doesn't think that's cute, then he sucks. I'm kidding. Kind of. But anyway, guys, that's just kind of my opinion on it. I could go so far into this. I just kind of want to give you guys the basics. If you just want to know tips and tricks, if you guys want to know my personal experience with it, I can make a separate video on that. So anyway, guys, be sure to stay tuned for my next. This might become a series. Okay, bye!